Today is a podcast about today is. Every day is some kind of national day, right?
Yes, be it National Taco Day, National Chocolate Milk Day, or the epitome of awesome You Go Girl Day.
You Go Girl Day is our subject today, but every week we explore some sort of national day that you may have never heard of. We certainly have not heard of it until we decided to do a podcast about it, and we wholeheartedly celebrate these days. So join us on this journey.
Yeah, come out and celebrate Today Is with Joey and Bobby.
All right. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Today Is with Bobby and Joey, or Joey and Bobby.
Yeah, whichever way.
Yeah,
we,
whichever way.
Do that.
Whichever way. How, you doing okay?
I am good. I've had a long day. And
Oh, yeah, you went to work at like 5 o'clock in the morning or something
yeah,
today, right?
I was awake early. But this actually got me through the day, knowing I get to hang out and
do something fun?
do something
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, that's exactly
Now,
it.
just so people know, like, a little bit about your work, what are all your passwords, like, to get into your computer?
So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Sounds good.
Yeah, that's
You know
it.
what's funny is I worked for Apple. I think I can say that now. I think I signed an NDA, but I think it was like a 10-year NDA or something like that, and It's
Right.
been more than 10 years. I worked for Apple for a couple years, and they would have us automatically change our passwords. Like, do they do that at your job? Like, they're
Yes.
like every month or something like that. It was a lot.
Yeah, it is quarterly, but yes.
Yeah, it seemed like every month. It could have been quarterly, but yeah, it's like every so often. So like some of our passwords were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then the next month it was like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, it's like, or it's like A B C D 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They were ridiculous. Like somebody is going to be able to guess these passwords for sure.
Yeah, or one of my favorite ones that I've heard about, and I promise I'm not the one using it, is the name of the company and then the number 1
Yeah, right.
followed, and
Yeah.
then the next time you have to
Right.
update it, the name of the company and the next number.
Yeah, exactly.
So that way, when you're there for a couple years, it's a little bit more difficult for someone to guess what the password is.
Right.
Because they would have to have 5 or 6 numbers.
They would have to know what number you're on.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess they're hoping the 3 times timeout system is gonna pull through when it comes down to it. All right. Well, we've got a great show for you guys today. It is October, which means that it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
I'm very supportive of that, and
Just like a bra.
yeah, just like a brawl. And I'm not saying that just because I'm a guy who is talking about breasts. I'm saying that because
As someone who has breasts.
as somebody who has breasts and cares deeply about myself.
Dudes can get breast cancer too. Did you know
they
that?
can, yes.
Isn't that crazy?
It wasn't just a scary thing from Fight Club.
Yeah.
It was.
Harry, well, he didn't have breast cancer.
Oh yeah, he just.
It was the opposite.
He just grew them.
He grew them.
Yeah, but he was highly susceptible.
So there's a movie. Harry Connick Jr. is in a movie about it where he's a doctor and he gets breast cancer in the movie. I don't know if it's a true story or not. I've never seen the movie. I just know that he's in it.
and it's also learned that from the TV show Archer, because
I don't remember that.
Archer got.
Did he get breast cancer?
He got breast cancer.
That's right. That's right.
it
Like
was
season
2
5
or
or
3,
something, or
yes.
3, or I don't
Yeah.
know. That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. Shout out to Archer teaching us about male breast cancer.
Yeah, the important lessons. The more you know.
So my mother's a breast cancer survivor, and so I've always meant to make it a point to wear pink in October to all my shows, and I always forget. So I remember I have this shirt, which used to be my main show shirt. This is a shirt I would wear a lot to shows even before October. But now that it's October, it's perfect color to wear. I'm wearing my shout out to Disco Witch every last Friday of every last Saturday of the month, Disco Witch. I do a show there. I'm wearing a Disco Witch hat because it's pink.
Yeah.
So I keep meaning to make a .05 hat that has a pink .05 just to wear in October.
That and it would just be a good looking hat.
It would be kind of a cool hat, and it would match the shirt too.
Right. And even if it's, and I'd even go opposite. Go a pink hat with black stitching, and have that just as an alternate for October.
The alternate for October.
Yeah.
We'll see. Pink hat's kind of a lot to wear on stage.
It's a lot to wear on. Yeah, it's true.
A bright hat of any kind. I don't even like white hats. Like white hats. Well, a white hat would be worse because it would reflect the light.
Yeah.
I try to pick black or dark gray because then it won't reflect the light. That's my goal at least.
You see, I don't wear hats on stage, so it's not something I've thought about.
Actually, I wanted to bring that up. That was actually a subject I wrote down on my phone, which I don't have right now because it's recording us. But I actually was going to talk about, like, I have a routine to get into character. And I didn't even realize it. I actually thought about it recently. I didn't even realize that I had this routine to get me into character. I mean, I did, but I just thought about it actually on my way to a show. I was running a little late, or I was going to run late, so I wanted to get the routine done in the car.
Right.
So the routine is I put on my watch, I put on my chain, I put on my hat, and I put on my glasses. That is the routine. And I realized I don't feel like I'm in character yet until I put the hat and glasses on. The watch and chain, I could probably get away with not wearing them and still feel in character, but I might notice it in the middle of my set. That's the only thing about that. It's like I might be okay and I feel fine getting into character without the watch and chain, but at some point I'll be like, oh, I'm not wearing my watch and chain. Just making sure it's recording, because that would be really suck if it didn't.
Yeah. So what I'm picturing, you talking about getting into character and gearing up, is basically the scene. The original scene of this for me was Rambo 2. When
he puts the headband on,
he's putting the headband on, he's putting the knife in, he's slinging the.
Tell me if you know where this is from. Speaking of Sylvester Stallone, it's like a switch. I turn my hat and I'm ready to go
over the top.
Yeah, over the top. I turn my hat and it's on. Like that was such a terrible movie.
He turned his hat around. Yeah, he's tougher now.
It's like a switch. I used that line on some. What did I use? I used that line. And somebody recognized it, like on stage or something. I used that line, like I turned my hat backwards to be funny. And somebody was like, "Over the top," and I said, like, it's like a switch. And then somebody goes, "Over the top." I am always shocked at how many people have seen that movie.
Oh, that was a movie that was on, like, whatever movie channel it was on for like a summer.
Oh, yeah.
And a friend of mine watched it like every day.
Every time, yeah. I watched it several times. It's an action movie, but it's not even really. He doesn't fight anybody, right? He just
I think the
arm
kid
wrestles.
I think the kid gets into like a fist fight at a diner or something.
Is that the only? Yeah. Does he end up having to get into a fight?
I
mean, how do you have a Sylvester Stallone movie and not have him get in a fight?
But I don't think Sylvester Stallone got in a fight. I think the kid got into a fist fight. But I haven't seen this movie in at least 25 years.
Yeah. Me too.
But I do know their last name.
You remember their last name?
I remember their
last name. What was their last name?
It was Hawk.
Hawk.
Because he had the giant
yeah,
hawk
right.
on the front of the truck.
Yeah, I remember that now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they just like the crazy thing about that movie is that he's fighting to get custody of his kid. That's the premise of the movie, right? He needs money. He's trying to get he's either is the prize the truck, or is he just getting enough money to buy a truck? Is that like? I think the prize is the truck, isn't it?
The prize is the truck. Right? Yeah.
Like it's like what's funny is like it's a arm wrestling competition, and they're like, you know what? Only truckers are going to join this competition, so we'll just have the prize be a semi truck, a tractor trailer, or whatever.
Yeah, I would have loved to have been the guy in that decision making meeting, like, hey guys, like we've got $200,000. We can give it a cash.
We can just
prize.
give them cash, and it's like no.
Let's buy
They're
a
gonna
truck.
want the truck anyway.
Let's pay the sales tax on a truck and give it to the guy who's going to win it because there's no chance he's going to sell it.
Yeah, that's so he won the truck, and then but the thing is like he was doing it so he needed a truck to make money because he's a trucker, right? He's a long haul trucker. I don't know why, like long haul truckers don't buy their trucks though, do they? Or do they?
Some do.
Some do.
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Or actually, maybe they do. But like, still, it's like, that's why. What happened to his truck? Something must have happened. I don't remember. But anyway, he's trying to get his kid right, and then the grandparents are like, "No, you're not responsible. You're a trucker," which is a valid point. Like that's like he's never home. Like he's on the road. He's literally a trucker. There's no mom in the picture.
Right.
She's dead, probably. Oh, gotta be. It's 80s. Probably mom's dead.
Yeah.
And otherwise, And so he is like, I want custody of my kid. I'm gonna take him on the truck. I'm gonna take him on the truck with me. And I can't do it to Sylvester Stallone. I'm gonna take him on the truck with me, and then they're like, well, you don't even have a truck, so we have custody of your kid. And then he's like, okay, I got to win this truck. And then his kid shows up to the finals, right?
Right.
And he's there doing the finals. And then the guy who's supposed to take him away shows up too, finds the kid, and is like holding him, and he's like, just let me watch my dad play in the finals. And he's like, fine, you can watch him. And then he wins, and then the guy's like, oh, well, I guess I gotta let the kid go. And it's like, why? Like, what changed about this situation?
Well, the law says once you win an arm wrestling championship, the child custody laws no longer apply.
What? Yeah. Was there a secret prize of that arm wrestling competition that whoever won that arm wrestling competition would be a fit father? Like it's like you're automatically like, not only do you get a truck, but you will also be considered a fit father by the state of whatever it was, probably New Jersey.
So here's the thing. Like nowadays, this is like probably like a Bible movie.
For sure.
Because it's like,
that's for sure a Bible movie.
Like I want my kid to be homeschooled with me while we travel around the country.
Absolutely a Bible movie, and he's got a cross on that truck for sure.
Yeah,
I didn't
absolutely.
even think that's absolutely a Bible movie.
This is gonna get remade by like Mike Huckabee.
That's awesome.
Mike Huckabee,
and you still do.
company.
You're still doing arm wrestling.
Yes,
like that's
absolutely.
Yeah. I didn't even. Yeah, that's absolutely a Bible movie at this point. Did you see Real Steel? Same movie. Exactly the same movie. Like beat for beat.
I know what it is.
Identical movie.
It's Hugh Jackman and robot fighting.
And
right?
robot fighting. And he's even driving a truck because he's got to haul the robots.
Okay.
But he's the guy who he's like he does these matches. So nobody does real fighting anymore. Nobody does boxing with fists.
Right.
They all use robots. And then he's like this. He's a failed boxer himself.
Okay.
And it's the same thing. Like the kid, he finds out. Well, in this one, I can't remember how it is in Over the Top, but in this one, he finds out he has a kid. And then and they're like, he's willing to give up custody, but then he's like, something happens where he's got to spend time with the kid. Like identical plot, but a better movie actually. I like it a lot. I mean, anything with Hugh Jackman in it, like he's so charismatic. Like I mean, he makes like. He played a monster. Like he played, The Greatest Showman. Like who is historically known as being like a terrible person, and made him like lovable. Like he made him one of the most lovable characters in musical history in the last 10 years. Yeah,
I'll be honest. I haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Greatest Showman?
I've not.
Why are we even doing this podcast right now? Go watch it. I can't believe you haven't seen Greatest Showman.
My wife wants me to see it. My stepdaughter wants me to see it. My son loves musical theater.
Ladies and gents, this is the moment you've been waiting for. Man, if I knew all the words, I'd sing it right now. I'd sing that whole song right now, just for the podcast, and then we'd probably get taken down because it's copyrighted.
Yes,
but I can't believe you haven't seen that movie.
No, I haven't.
All right. There was something else. I was going to ask. No, I think that's it. We're about 15 minutes. We're about 13 minutes in, so we can move on to our subject for today.
Oh yeah. We absolutely.
How do we switch the slide?
Need to.
Where'd that
I'm
producer
actually
go?
going to just get up and
Just
do
do
that
it yourself?
because our producers seem to have left.
Yeah. I don't see
It
anybody.
is bedtime.
Yeah, it is
so,
bedtime.
one moment.
All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our topic for today is You Go Girl Day. You Go Girl. And there's some pictures of some Go Girls right there.
Oh my.
You ever seen those people before?
Oddly, yes. So, you go, girl.
Yeah. You Go Girl.
You go, girl.
You Go Girl Day is very appropriate. I thought it was appropriate because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month.
Yes. Yeah.
And it is mostly girls that get breast cancer.
Most-
like we said,
like-
dudes can get breast cancer too.
Right.
But it's mostly chicks
Yep.
who get it. You Go Girl Day, we thought was a great subject. We've come up with a lot of things to talk about for this subject. I actually feel like I am the most prepared for this subject than the other two more than the other two podcasts.
And the other two were about food.
And the other two were about food. I think that's why I was like, I don't need to prepare. I'm just going to eat it or drink it. So it's like, but I actually did research about this. I came up with some games. I've got a couple. First thing I want to do is I'm going to talk about girls in our lives, women in our lives.
Okay. Well, first, actually,
We're gonna start with the gifts.
I want to give you a gift.
Oh yes.
Yes.
Well, as tradition with You Go Girl Day, it is tradition to give your another male friend a gift on You Go Girl Day.
Yes. Yes. So, you go, girl.
Thank you. Let's see.
That's it, right there.
Oh, this is the gift. You didn't even put it in the bag?
No, it can
All
sit right on the top.
Now, I'm going to admit that we made a decision to give gifts to each other. And I said you got to justify the gift. Like, you got to justify why I would use this gift.
Right.
Right? Okay, so it is definitely decorated girly. This is definitely a girly decoration, a You Go Girl decoration. So let me take the ribbon off. Where's the ribbon part of the gift?
No. It is just...
This is 100% natural, smooth lip balm, watermelon flavor. Watermelon lip balm. Thank you.
Watermelon lip balm.
Yeah. I mean, I can't imagine not needing lip balm.
Exactly. Lip balm is fantastic.
Yeah.
It keeps your lips nice and unchapped, and it's watermelon flavored.
Is it glossy?
It is glossy.
I can't get it.
I believe.
Let me see. Okay, I'm going to try some on.
I'm not good at reading these things.
It's not sparkly, though.
No. It's because you're subtle. You're subtle in your femininity.
Actually, what is the point of flavored lip balm? Like, it's just going to make me want to lick my lips now. And you're not supposed to eat it.
No, you are not. I think it's just novelty.
Oh. How do I smell? Do I smell like watermelon? Thank you.
Yes.
I will use this gift. I have also, surprise, surprise, bought a gift for you.
Oh, why? Thank you.
Mine is wrapped much nicer.
Yes.
Yours technically wasn't even wrapped. It was on top of the wrapping.
Ooh.
This is a very You Go Girly
Yes. Oh.
notebook
Oh.
for you to write jokes in.
Oh.
It's a joke notebook.
I love writing jokes, and I do write on paper a lot. 'Cause
Yeah.
It's just so much. It's just what I'm used to. But that is fantastic.
See how good
and
that gift is?
That's
You can use that gift.
absolutely.
Yeah.
I will have this at our next show.
Show the audience how great that gift
Yeah,
is.
so
It's got eyes.
It has eyes, and I can write in it. Plus, it's got these.
Yeah, the mermaid thing or whatever it's
Yeah.
called. But look at this. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
The eyes are closed, and then you do it the other way, and the eyes are open.
Which feels weird because
Yep, it should be the opposite.
yeah,
but you can make it winky. You can make a winky face. There you go.
oh, hold on. I think I might be able to sculpt it so it looks like two people kissing.
Oh. It almost looks like that already. There you go. There, I think that's pretty. That's pretty close. Look, well, it looks like Picasso people kissing. That's what it looks like. See, isn't that a great gift?
That's a fantastic gift.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's a real conversation starter when you're bringing it to shows.
Yes, yeah. I can see me bringing this to a show, and the club owners being like, "Hey, we need to book this guy.
Yeah.
He's professional.
He's professional.
Yeah.
He knows how to go, girl.
He goes, girl."
All right, audience. Now you decide. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments which one of us did better on their gift.
Yeah.
Which one is more correct with the do you think I did is his gift more useful to him than my gift is to me? That's you have to decide, and then we'll talk about it on the next show.
Yeah, but thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
It's wonderful.
All right, so now that the traditional gift giving of this holiday that everybody knows you're supposed to give You Go Girl gifts today.
Yeah, absolutely.
Listen, I got this at Walmart. They did not have any You Go Girl decorations up. I was very disappointed.
That's ridiculous and frankly misogynistic.
Yeah, I can't believe it. But I do want to say, so all right, so here's a couple of questions I wanted to ask you that I came up with for You Go Girl Day.
Okay.
Can you let's say top 3. We'll say top 3.
Top 3.
Female comics, in your opinion. Top 3 female stand-up comics.
Wow.
In your opinion. Alive. Top 3 female comics, in your opinion.
That is...
Working today. So not retired either.
Working today.
Yeah.
Kathleen Madigan has
to
be...
Definitely.
Yeah.
She is in my top 3.
Yeah,
Kathleen Madigan is in my top 3 for sure.
If she's not number 1,
yeah.
it's definitely a good debate.
Yes. Kathleen Madigan, I would say she might be number 1 for me. I say top 3 in no particular... Like, I put all of these 3 women pretty close to each other. So, I just say top 3. But yeah, she's definitely in my top 3. Kathleen Madigan.
Yeah, she's the
Bothering
first name.
Jesus.
Yes.
Amazing. Yeah. You know what I like about Kathleen Madigan is her albums are really good. Like, you can listen to the albums and be fine. You don't have to watch the specials. I like a comic that you can do that with.
Yes.
And I have listened to Bothering Jesus maybe 6 or 7 times. Like, I probably listened to that album more than any other album, like more times than any other album. I don't listen to a lot of comedy albums over and over. I'll do a Steve Martin every now and then. I'll revisit a Steve Martin album or something like that. But Kathleen Madigan's Bothering Jesus, I think I have listened to 6 or 7 times. A phenomenal album.
Yes.
She was at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall last year.
Yes.
And I didn't go. And I'm really disappointed that I didn't go. Because it wasn't even that expensive.
There was something that came up.
Oh, I might have had something that night, too.
Yeah.
Most of the time when there's a comic that I want to see that's famous, I already have a show that night or something, and it conflicts.
It's a blessing in disguise, but it stinks because these are just people doing amazing things on stage.
Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. Yeah. That Paul Reiser would have been a good one to see. He was there at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall, too.
Man, and when I hear about comedy at the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall, it kind of brings me down a little bit because so much great stuff's been there. But then I think that's where Bob Saget's last show was.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that. There is kind of a depressing comedy history now.
Yes.
That will always be part of that Ponte Vedra Concert Hall. Yes. That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I like that place, but I will say it is very hard for a fat person.
Yeah.
Because it's just seat. So, like, you're real close. There's no tables. And the seats are not theater seats. Because like you go to like the Florida Theater, they're theater seats, so they have armrests in between. There's no armrests in between. You're just right next to the person that you're with.
Yeah, it's like an upscale high school football stadium.
Yeah, it is. But they get good acts there.
Yeah, it's
because it's not
great
as
shows.
expensive as doing the Florida Theater. That's why. Like acts like Kathleen Madigan, where it's like she doesn't want to do the 1,000-seat Florida Theater and pay all that money to do it. And so she does this. Even if she's to add a show, it still works out better for her probably.
Yes.
Because I think it seats probably 500, I would say. 5 to 600, you think?
Yeah, I think it's right in that area.
Yeah. So it's like maybe half the size.
Yeah, it's definitely
the Florida Theater.
Definitely less than 1,000.
Yeah. So I think it's probably a little more than half the size of the Florida Theater. So it's like even if you have to add a show, I'm sure it's way cheaper than doing the Florida Theater. And parking's so terrible at the Florida Theater.
Oh, it's awful.
And Ponte Vedra Concert Hall, parking's amazing because they have a huge lot. And there's nothing else around there.
Right, and the only downside is there's nothing else around there.
Exactly.
It's the positive, but it's also the negative.
Yeah.
But it's in a very affluential area, so it's not like
it's a nice area. Yeah. Have you been to the Thrasher Horn Center?
Yes.
I have not. That one's here in Clay County, right?
Right. Yeah, it's nice.
I have not been there, but I've heard good things. Is it an actual theater, or is it more like the Ponte Vedra Concert Hall?
It is an actual theater. I've seen.
Howie Mandel was there a couple years ago.
Yes, and Tim Conway was there.
Tim Conway was?
Yeah.
Tim Conway's still alive?
I think he's passed since then, but he was there very recently.
The ice was that the ice? Is that what that was?
It was ice.
Yeah,
machine.
the ice it startled me.
Yes.
I didn't. Wait, he's dead now?
I think he might be.
I was gonna say I don't think he's alive.
But he was there within the last 5 years. I want to say.
Really?
Yes.
I did not know that.
I did not know until like a day before, and it was like, it's just I had plans I could not get out of because that's a person I would have gone to see.
I didn't even know he was still active and doing things up until his death. If he's dead, I'll just apologize if he's not dead.
Yeah, I would feel bad. He's comic genius. Going back to the question, top 3.
Oh yeah, top 3 female comics. You said one, I'll say one.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Maria Bamford.
I was actually thinking about Maria Bamford.
She's in my top 3 for sure.
Yeah, she is such amazing talent, and just I will say I've never met her, but the people I know that have just talk about how wonderful she is as a person, which just makes her being funny that much better.
Yeah, exactly. All right, okay. Now you say one.
I don't want to just throw this out there, be recency bias, but just I've seen so much great stuff. I'm going to throw out the youngster Taylor Tomlinson.
Taylor Tomlinson is maybe the last comic to get famous from being a comic. Like she's barely on the cusp of that. System of like you can just be a comic, get a Netflix special, and then take off. Now she was also in Last Comic Standing.
Yes,
but like it feels like everybody after her who became famous got famous because they worked social media or did something or got into a movie, something like that. Like they were able to or get a podcast. Something else helped them take off. Where hers was completely stand-up comedy. Like and I really liked that about her, and I think she's hilarious.
Yes.
Her specials are phenomenal.
Her specials are great, and the thing is, I don't want this to come across the wrong way at all. I think a lot of female comedians are looked down upon because they're women. Should not happen. Funny is funny. There is a difference in types of humor, but that's you're always going to have that. She is so unique as far as being a young lady in that she just has that ability to talk about anything without and just make it funny.
She can get into any subject. And she does. She gets into any subject in her shows.
and I know that she's not, she doesn't promote herself as, as a clean comedian anymore, and whatever. She's funny.
Yeah, she's really funny.
Just
I like
really,
her a lot.
really funny, and she reminds me of so many girls that I knew at that age who were just great, but just didn't have that ability to describe what's going on in their lives.
Well, she's such a good writer. It's not okay. As you see having been in comedy as long as we have, you see the whole spectrum of styles, right? Of comic styles, and some people are good writers, some people are better at performing, and some people are better on the fly or better at but she's such a good writer, and her jokes seem so well and thoughtfully written, deliberately written and stuff like that. I really like that. She's good. She's definitely in the top 3 of hot comics right now. And by hot I mean popular. Popular comics right now. She's very good. Well,
I think I just thought of it. She knows how to always talk from her point of view.
Yes.
So many people tend to write jokes hey, this is a great joke.
Yes.
Okay, now make it from your point of view.
Yes.
She always has it in her point of view.
It's not hey, isn't this interesting? It's no, hey, I'm interesting. Here's some interesting things about me. Yeah. And I also feel like she had that because by the time she got the Netflix special, she was already a fully formed comic.
Yeah.
So she didn't have to worry about the Netflix special developing for the Netflix special. She already was developed. She had Last Comic Standing, and then she had been touring churches for years.
Yes.
And then she kind of went away from that and then did Last Comic Standing, and then she was able to springboard off of that and get a Netflix special. But yeah, phenomenal. Really good comic.
So this last summer, I was in the Clean Comedy Challenge. Mm-hmm. I was a finalist. It was an amazing opportunity. But we were talking to some of the very established comedians and business people there, people in show business. And one of the things that stuck out to me, they were talking about Leanne Morgan.
Leanne Morgan, she was a force right now.
Yeah, it was between her and Taylor.
Yeah.
For that third one, so I'm throwing her in as a high honorable mention.
Leanne Morgan is doing a television show.
Yeah.
The Chuck Lorre television show, Big Bang Theory, all that.
Yes.
The guy who's produced all of the most successful television shows of the last 20 years.
Yeah.
Is now producing a television show with her. And a few years ago, she was thinking about quitting because she couldn't advance. Mm-hmm. And now she's blown up. She's insane.
Yeah. One of the things that they said about her just blowing up and becoming so popular was she had this huge body of work already.
Yes.
And so when something hit and sparked and people said, "Oh, hey, this is great." She also has.
She had
this.
so much to offer
and
beyond that. She definitely blew up, and it's well worked for.
Yes, well deserved because she's hilarious.
Here's one that is similar because she has been doing comedy for so long, but just now is recently blowing up. Is Jackie Cation? Have you seen Jackie Cation?
I've not.
So Jackie Cation is really funny. I like her a lot. She recently, I think her thing is she recently kind of adjusted her timing a little bit. She'd been doing comedy for years and years. She just recently has gotten a little more famous and is kind of headlining a little more than she used to and has kind of made a name for herself. A couple clips went viral, that kind of thing. But her timing, I've seen clips of her before, and I think she's improved now, and she's figured out just a way to. She's kind of a fast, she kind of goes on, but it's she's figured it out in a way that I really like right now. I'd say she's one of the funniest comics right now working. She's really good.
Jackie, I apologize that I don't know you yet. When you do watch this episode, which I'm sure will be.
I'm sure she watches
on You Go Girl Day.
Yeah. It's You Go Girl Day. She's gonna watch it.
Right. I'm immediately going to watch your stuff after this.
Yeah.
So
it's very good. She's very good. I would recommend getting into it. She's got I think 2 specials.
Okay.
One of them is Staycation, because her name's Jackie Cation, and I think that's the name of one of her specials. And then I can't remember the other one, but they're both really good. They're both she's phenomenal, really good.
Probably Christmas Staycation.
Yeah, that's probably what it is, or European Staycation. Yeah, Vegas Staycation.
Yeah. There's an Uncle
Jackie,
Eddie
if you're
one.
listening, we have named all of your specials for you, and we didn't get them from anywhere else. We didn't.
Purely us.
Right off the top of our heads. That's the kind of comedy gold you get up in here, in these brains, coming out of these brains.
Exactly.
That definitely, those are some good contenders. Okay, let's say 4, because how many are on Mount Rushmore? Now,
4.
Mount Rushmore is a different conversation, because that can be dead.
Right.
So, like, Joan Rivers, I think, goes on the Mount Rushmore for female comics, probably.
I would have a hard time keeping Roseanne Barr off based upon her.
Yes, because of her career.
Yeah.
I would not say she's in a top anything right now.
All-time greats.
Yes, all-time greats career-wise.
Yes.
However, I found out, not recently, like a few years ago, that at least while she was doing the show and still doing stand-up, she wasn't writing any of her own material on stage. She was having... Do you know who was writing it?
Not Tom Arnold. No.
No. In fact, they have the same writer. So they would tour together during the off-season.
It was...
somebody who's super famous now.
Dan Harmon.
Well, he might have written for them.
He was a writer on their show.
He was a writer on the show.
Yeah.
But there is... Somebody specifically wrote stand-up for them. So he wrote their acts while they were famous on the show. She don't get me wrong, she grinded and was a phenomenal stand-up comic leading up to getting her own show. Yes. And put the work in. But once she got her show, she hired a writer. It was Judd Apatow.
Judd Apatow.
Yeah, Judd Apatow became their writers. And then he, at one point, he wanted more money. And they said, we're not going to pay you more money. And then he said, okay, then I'll stop writing for you. And they said, never mind, we'll pay you more money. So, like, once both Tom Arnold and he wrote for both of them. Now, that doesn't take anything away from their careers as stand-ups leading up to that. But I just think that's interesting that they didn't, like, once they were super famous, they stopped writing their own material. And that maybe it was her downfall. Like...
Yeah,
because now, have you seen her now? Like, I'm not a fan.
I haven't seen her do stand up. I've seen like some interviews and stuff with her, and
she did a special. She did a special on.
I haven't seen.
I haven't seen. Now, to be fair, I have not watched the special. I have only seen clips of the special on TikTok or wherever, but it seems like garbage. Roseanne, if you're listening, and we know you are, we know you're listening.
Yes,
right?
it's You Go Girl Day.
Yeah, it's You Go Girl Day. Of course, you're listening.
Yeah.
It is hot garbage, in my opinion. I'm just gonna say it. Like, I think it's not great. And it's obvious that she needed Judd Apatow to write her special. Now, that being said, I really like Tom Arnold still. Have you now? I don't know if he's still doing stand up. I think.
I'm
he's
sure
still doing.
He is. Yeah.
Well, he did the Comedy Zone. I met him. Like, he came and did the Comedy Zone when I first started at the Comedy Zone.
Okay.
And did stand up, but I think he's still doing stand up, but not as maybe as much. I don't know. He hasn't been to the Comedy Zone for sure. That's for sure.
Right. I mean, he might be doing theaters.
I don't know. Yeah, he might be. But I hear him on podcasts a lot. Yeah. So, like, he does podcasts now. I think he's still funny. He talks a million miles a minute and won't give the host any room, but I still think he's still funny.
Yeah, he's funny. I haven't seen him do things other than occasional interviews for years, but yeah.
And him and Roseanne could not be further apart now, like, politically and just, like, socially. It's so crazy. But he never talks bad about her. He's still, I mean, even though they had they didn't have a great ending to their relationship and everything, he still talks fondly of their time together.
Right, and
which I think is classy. That's classy. That's
yeah,
classy.
I hate the idea of marriages breaking up, but hopefully they're better for it. Being married's tough, and that's one of the things we have to deal with on You Go Girl Day.
Yeah.
We
are both married.
We are both married. Thankfully,
surprisingly.
Yeah, and thankfully not to each other.
Yes, not to each other.
No.
We are both married to women.
Women. Different women.
And I had the idea to come up with specifically for You Go Girl Day. Had the idea to come up with a questionnaire, like a newlywed style questionnaire, and then I sent it to your wife. And she gave me the results in this book.
Okay.
And then my wife sent you the results.
Yes, your wife texted me intimate information about your lives.
Now, have you seen the questions yet?
I read what your wife texted me.
Oh, you've read that. Okay.
Yes,
so
yeah.
you know the questions and the answers?
Yes.
Did you, or could you tell? I don't know if that was in the text message. The questions.
It was the questions immediately followed by the answer. So
all right. So here's what we're gonna do. Oh, I guess we don't need to write it down because we're just gonna say it. Okay. We'll trade off. Yeah. So I'll ask you the first question. So I started off with a couple softballs. First question. Wedding anniversary.
Wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
October 30th.
Right before Halloween, huh?
Yes. Yeah. So great reason. Couple reasons. One, it's considered Devil's Night.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. That's just
that's what I always think. You know what is a great reason to get married on October 30th? It's Devil's Night.
It was also Florida Georgia weekend in the Jacksonville area.
Oh, that sounds like a terrible time to have a wedding.
No, it was great because we had a lot of people coming in from out of town.
Oh,
and so
they were like already in town.
No, we called the guest list because it was so busy. That they're like, hotels are crazy.
Oh.
So we got cards sent to us, but we didn't have to.
Oh, there you go. You didn't have to deal with all the people.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, did you do that on purpose?
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, thank you.
That's great. You're like, send us a card. You don't need to come in town. There's no hotels.
Yeah.
What year?
2010.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. All right. So now it's my turn to answer the question.
Your turn. Do you want me to go first question or second question?
No, first question.
First question?
Yeah.
Okay. Anniversary date.
May 16th.
Correct. This did not include a year, so I'm going to assume it's every year.
Is it this year? Oh. 2008, I think. I want to say 2008.
It's not on here. So.
It'll be 17 years this coming May.
Yeah.
So I think 2008. All right. Question number 2. Her birthday.
February 9th.
Yeah, very nice. My brother's birthday is February 9th.
Yeah, so my wife's birthday right before Valentine's Day, and my wife is amazing and gracious, and she's like, hey, we don't need to do two separate things.
Just do one. Yeah, that's kind of nice.
Yeah, she's amazing.
That happens to me all the time. You know when my birthday is?
When?
January 8th, 2 weeks after Christmas.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, I get lumped in a lot. My son's is January 6th, so I don't even have a birthday anymore. Like, my 14-year-old son has a birthday, and it's like Christmas, then his birthday, and then my birthday, and New Year's is all in there too.
And my stepson's birthday is December 22nd. I had to think about it. No, December 21st, because the stepdaughter's is May 22nd, so 22nd, 21st.
Oh, so right there.
Go back and forth.
Yeah, right there by Christmas.
Yeah, so.
All right, so my wife's birthday is December 9th.
December 9th.
Yes,
you got
both
it.
9ths.
Yes.
We won't say their years.
No, that would be a strong no.
All right. So, question number. I flipped it. Did you notice I changed the order a little bit?
Yeah.
I thought it would. I wanted to do the
dates. Yeah, got it.
Those were the softballs.
Yes.
All right. Here is question number 2.
All right.
Who kissed who first?
I was definitely, shall we say, the aggressor.
That's what she says.
Yeah, that's the best way to put that.
She says he aggressed me. No, it says he kissed me.
Yes, I did. Although it was like 2 weeks later, we were having lunch at her parents for like 4th of July, and she aggressed me. So yeah.
Wait, so you met the parents before the kiss?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Friends of the family.
Yeah.
Her brother's one
Me
of my
too.
best friends.
So I knew my wife for years before we even started dating because our families were friends. Yeah. So I knew her parents before we even started dating, and they hated it. So, question. Okay, question.
No, for you.
Oh yeah, you gotta ask me.
Yeah. Who kissed who?
She kissed me.
I would like to say this here says Joseph kissed Miriam.
That is not true. That is absolutely not true.
I am not.
She sat on a blueberry pie.
She sat on a blueberry pie.
Now I convinced her to kiss me.
Okay.
But we were in my dad's car, and she was leaning over onto my knee, she was like, I don't want to kiss you yet. And then I was like, well, it's okay, but, I'd like to kiss you. And she had sat on a blueberry pie already. And then I made up a nickname for her, Blueberry Booty, after that I only used when we bowled. That's what I would put on the thing. And then she, mid-sentence, kissed me.
Mid-sentence.
So I'm gonna have to talk to her.
Yeah, that sounds like I'm getting more detail from you, both in blueberries and mid-sentence. So
I feel whose memory are you gonna trust? The guy who remembered about the blueberries? She didn't even mention the blueberries, did she?
No, there's no fruit in this entire text.
Well, I'm gonna have a talk with her because she definitely kissed me. She also asked me out on our first date.
Ooh.
And she will tell you that I asked her out only because I trick-asked her out because I invited her to a party. That doesn't count. So
no, not unless it's like, hey, would you attend this party with me?
No, it was a party at my house.
Party at your house.
And it was something Labor Day or something like that. And I was like, hey, come. It was like a barbecue and stuff. I invited her to a party. She stayed after and watched a movie with me. So then after that, she invited me to go to the movies. So she asked me out on our first date.
I agree with that because you invited her to a party and then you hung out. Mutual hanging out is not a date.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that also happened around May because it was what did I say? Memorial Day. Because it was around May. So our wedding anniversary and our first date anniversary are always around the same time.
Oh, nice.
So it kind of works out. Okay. So is it my turn to ask you a question?
Yes.
All right. Who is your favorite sitcom female?
Favorite sitcom female
or go girl?
I'm going to have to say Eleanor from The Good Place.
That's not what she put.
Oh no,
that's a good one though.
Yes.
That is good. Yeah. That is a good one. But that show has such a non-sitcom vibe, too, that it might not have been on her mind when we said sitcom.
True.
But it is a sitcom. Like, it is a comedy for sure.
Yeah.
But, yes, that is a good one.
They are in situations.
They are in situations that are comical.
Yes.
She put Liz Lemon from 30 Rock.
Was she asking about my favorite or her favorite?
Maybe that's her favorite.
But
I put in the question your husband's favorite sitcom female.
Yeah, that's the way it reads.
Do you see the questions
here.
also? Yeah, that's how I put it.
So yeah, I mean I like Liz Lemon. I think Tina Fey is a brilliant writer, and but
that's funny. Yeah. All right, so I think
husband's favorite female sitcom character. So your favorite?
My favorite, and I think she would know this too, Elaine Bennis from Seinfeld.
Yep.
Right. All right. So we're tied now.
We are tied.
We're tied now.
We're absolutely tied.
Because the game isn't what's the right answer, it's what she put.
Right. So, which is the right answer.
Which in that one is the right answer, but she was not right about Who Kissed Who. So.
No.
All right. So, Elaine Bennis for sure. She's my favorite sitcom female. But yeah, Good Place is a good show though. That's a close one.
Yeah,
That's a close one.
that's one of my all-time faves now.
All right. Question number 5. What Disney princess would you be?
What Disney princess would I be? This one is definitely tough, but I'm going to have to go with Belle.
That is not what she put.
Oh no.
She says Princess Tiana from Princess and the Frog.
Oh, I do
Because
love
she
Princess
has
Tiana.
because you have big dreams and you're almost there. That's what she says. Does she understand comedy? Because I don't know if I'd say we're a similar level. I don't know if we're almost there.
I think I tell her my sets do a little bit better than she's aware of.
I mean, if by dream she means you're a good comic, then maybe. But I don't know about almost there. I don't know, almost, nearly almost.
I do like cooking too. So
That's true. Maybe she's talking about that.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe she's talking about cooking. You're almost there with the cooking.
Almost. And yours.
Okay. Well, I know. Oh, dang it! What Disney princess would I be? I'm trying to. Now I've got it into my head because I had an answer, and now I've got it into my head that I'm like, what would she have put that she would thought I would say? Like, okay, so I'm gonna say. Princess. Now I just forgot her name from Wreck-It Ralph.
Okay.
The princess. What's her name?
Like
I just forgot it.
it's a Princess Peach type thing.
Yeah, she's got the candy.
Yeah.
She's the candy princess.
Yeah,
that is not what she put. I'm guessing by your reaction.
No. I want to read this.
Wait, let me hold on.
Yeah,
let
please.
me
Okay.
guess again. Let me guess again.
Yep.
Little Mermaid.
Nope.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. This is my favorite answer. So I want to make sure I read this properly. What Disney princess would your husband be? Tangled. I don't know her name, but he cares a lot about his hair.
I was gonna say Tangled for a second. I was gonna say Tangled, but I was like, I don't know. Locked in a Tower was the other thing. Yeah,
It's Rapunzel, right?
Yeah, it's Rapunzel. I couldn't get past the Locked in the Tower thing. I was gonna say that was the one when I said, I just thought of something, but now I'm in my head about it. It was Tangled. That's what I was gonna say.
You care a lot about it.
Yeah, I do care a lot about my hair. That was a good answer. Dang
Yeah.
it. So now you're ahead by one? No. We're still even because you got that one wrong too.
We both got it wrong.
We're still even.
Yep.
All right. Last question. If you had to marry a male comic book character, who would it be? If you're like, you have to marry a male comic book character, now pick one. Who would it be?
My wife. So you got me thinking like this now. Who do I think my wife is going to choose? I'm going to say Deadpool.
Oh, all right. This went a completely different direction.
But yeah, I
Deadpool.
yeah.
All right. Your wife put Mr. Fantastic. Yeah, very different character because he's bendy and you're not. Actually, that's not a bad answer because he could kind of just be shaped like a woman at some point.
Yeah. Like I don't think that I would get.
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I fully went gay when I was thinking about my answer. Like I was not even thinking about like who could look like a woman. Like
I was going with, hey, this guy is pretty funny.
Yeah. Like I'd want to hang out with this guy a lot. So
yeah, I think I'd like choose him, but all right, yeah.
Now, if she got this wrong, I'm going to be upset because I say this. I've said this before. Batman. Did she not put Batman?
She did not.
Okay. Batman because the financial security. Yeah. I have a whole joke about how I would marry fake Batman. Like if DC Comics contacted me and was like, "Hey, we heard you had a joke about marrying Batman. We'd like to make it official. You're going to legally marry Batman for publicity." I would do it. What did she put?
And again, let me get this right here. If he had to, what male comic book character would your husband marry? Bucky Barnes. Joseph was so excited when he showed up in a movie. That's all I've got.
He is very attractive, Bucky Barnes.
Yeah.
He's got that robot arm.
He's got a robot arm. He could probably take out Stallone in an arm wrestling movie.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Not Spider-Man though.
Not Spider-Man.
Not according to Civil War.
No.
Bucky Barnes.
Bucky Barnes. Yeah. You're so excited. He showed up.
Well, I'll tell you why. So we watched Winter Soldier together in the theaters, and she had no idea that spoiler alert of this movie that's 10 years old.
Right.
She had no idea that Bucky Barnes was the Winter Soldier going into. I did though because I had read the comic books, and it was like, so she probably is reading my excitement for him being in the movie as like because I was like, wait till you see who it is. Like I kind of was like, I don't even think I did that. I didn't want to tip her off, but like when she just found out it was Bucky, she was like, that's Bucky Barnes, and I was like, yeah, isn't that crazy? Like so
she misread your excitement that he's in the movie and they're doing the comic book right as aggressive attraction towards a man.
She's like, hey, if I ever, if anything ever happens to me, I'll know he has Bucky Barnes. That's
you know what, you go, girl.
Yeah. I don't know. That is that is crazy. That is a crazy answer. I did not expect Bucky Barnes at all. I for sure thought she was going to say. I thought she would say Batman.
Yeah.
I thought she would remember Batman. At the most deviation, I thought she would say like Superman or Spider-Man, something like that. But
I knew my wife would not choose my all-time favorite comic book character. So at that point, I'm like, what movie has she seen me watch recently?
Wait, what is your all-time favorite comic book character?
It's not even a action comic book. It's Gru the Wanderer.
I've never even
so
read that.
It's a funny thing. It's what's his name? Sergio Aragones, the guy who used to draw for Mad Magazine.
Oh yeah, I know who that is.
He had a comic book in Marvel. It was published through Marvel. About it was like a Conan the Barbarian kind of guy, but he's considered unlucky, and it was written to be a very comic based thing, very funny based comic book.
Oh, I'll have to check it out. There is a stand up comic who has his own comic book, Caparulo.
Really?
Yeah. What's his first name?
It's Cap. It's
that's his last name, right?
Yeah,
Caparulo.
yeah,
I'm saying that right?
It's like Matt Caparulo or
what is
Joe
his first name?
But
he has a comic book.
Does he?
Based on himself. Yeah, that he self-publishes.
Okay, he's from near where I grew up in Ohio.
Oh yeah, yes. He went to Kent State. My dad went to Kent State.
Yeah.
So, anyway, all right. Well, that was some great questions. That was a good segment.
Yes.
Did you guys enjoy that segment? Thank you for answering. All right. Well, did you have a good time?
I had a great time.
That was a great time. This is one of our best ones, I think.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't like our first two episodes, and
they were terrible. They were garbage.
It wasn't because anything.
No, we just figured it out. We just figured out the dynamic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was great. I had a lot of fun.
I did as well.
Like and subscribe. We're on iTunes. We're on what's the other stuff?
What, Podbean? Is that one of them?
I've never heard of that. What's the one everybody has music to? Spotify. We're on Spotify.
Spotify.
We're on Podcast Addict. We're on Amazon Music. We're on all of them now. I got us on all of the good ones, at least.
All of the good ones.
All the good ones.
And YouTube, right?
And we're on YouTube. Yep. Our video is on YouTube. So if you want to check us out, Today's podcast. Today's podcast is our YouTube. And Instagram, we don't have anything on Instagram yet. We might by the time this comes out, maybe.
Right, yeah.
We
will have something on Instagram
probably.
then. It'll be Today's podcast on Instagram.
Well, thank you guys so much. And we don't have a sign off yet. No, we do. Ready? 1, 2, 3. You go, girl.